Welcome back to another episode of Love and Money Couplepreneurs podcast. I am your host, Charles Orr, and my beautiful co-host, my wife, Jasmine Orr.
Hey, boo.
How you doing today, baby?
I'm doing amazing.
You look amazing.
Thank
Both of us are wearing our white. Got us feeling godly today.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I'm excited to be back.
I am excited to be
chatting
back
with you and our guest today.
And our guest today. Yes,
Yes.
we got a good guest on today. Good couple.
Yeah. So I want to introduce you guys to the founders of DreamPlay Las Vegas. Husband and wife duo, Brandon and Kiera Bright. They're the proud parents of Dream and the heart behind DreamPlay Las Vegas, a luxury soft play and party rental company built with love, creativity, and just the right amount of bounce. Inspired by their daughter Dream, who's almost 6 years old and is the life of every party. She really, really is. That's my girl. Okay, that's my girl. They launched DreamPlay in December 2022 to bring stylish, safe, and fun-filled party experiences to families all over Las Vegas. From dreamy ball pits, bounce houses, bubble houses, bumper cars, marquee, all of it. Kiera and y'all, she put in this bio, Big Daddy. We gonna talk about that, okay? Big Daddy.
Brandon.
They curated, okay, period. Because what? My husband is not letting me call no other man Big Daddy.
I hear it all the time.
Okay. But you guys have curated party setups with a luxury twist, whether it's a birthday bash, baby shower, just a reason to celebrate. Y'all's goal is simple, to turn every event into a magical memory that kids and parents will never forget. So thank you guys
Thank
for
you
being
guys.
on the podcast.
Thank you for having us. We're excited to be here.
Yes. I'm glad you guys came on here.
Yeah. Anything that y'all have going on, we're trying to be a part of. Cause
Listen.
Well, we
We
appreciate that.
appreciate that. Like, okay, I don't remember exactly how we met, but we met, and I have to say that we invited them to our Christmas party. It had to be 2 years ago now. It must have been 2023.
Yeah.
Met them, they were a vibe, okay? And the party was the party was a time,
Yes,
okay?
it was.
Everybody, like, just the
One of our
energy, the
favorite
vibe.
nights.
Yes. It was such a good time. So we
Yeah.
got to meet you guys. And she walks up and was like, Jazz, this is Big Daddy. And I'm
Like,
standing
wait,
there with
what?
my Big Daddy, like, who Big Daddy is that? Whose Big Daddy is that?
Everybody be like, huh? What? What's
Right.
that? That's Big
Okay,
Daddy.
right. Can't catch
They
you
be like,
off
what's
guard.
his name? I'll be like, Big Daddy. That's his name.
I was like, he was like, I'm Brandon. I was like, thank you. Thank you.
So you don't go around introducing yourself as Big
No,
Daddy. Okay.
the problem is that I forget what my name is sometimes.
Got you. Okay.
So I'll be like, it's Brandon.
Yeah, that's like him.
Yeah.
He want to go by Charles. I'm like, that's
Yes.
Trey.
Yeah.
That's Trey.
That's true.
Don't ever forget. That is your name.
Yeah.
And I forget.
When it came up on the
people
screen,
know
I was
that.
like, oh, yeah, Charles.
They're like,
I
Right.
had no clue. I thought his name was Trey.
Right. He was like, who's Charles?
Charles. Okay. Well, no, good. So you guys got Dream, Play LV,
Yeah.
and your daughter.
Yes,
name
Little
is
Dream. Yes.
So is that where the name came from for the business?
Yeah,
Tell me how you got that started.
she's definitely the inspiration for, honestly, everything we do. And we just wanted something that, resonates with people and also has a meaning behind it. I actually wanted to name her Rainbow. So
Rainbow.
it would have been
Okay.
Rainbow Play, but our last name is Bright. So he was
Yes.
like, you cannot name our baby
Rainbow
Rainbow Bright.
Bright.
And I was like, can't I?
that would've been
Yeah.
dope.
He was
No,
like,
then
she's
I gotta
going to
teach her
change
how to
her name.
box.
Right. Okay.
Immediately.
Yeah. So we stuck with Dream, and I think there were, we did a lot of research before we opened DreamPlay. So I was just looking around at other states and just trying to figure out, what most companies go by.
Yeah.
You want something that's memorable that people can easily Google or look for on Instagram, and I was just like, DreamPlay.
But I like how you incorporated the rainbow into
Yes.
your logo.
Yes.
And from what I understand, she is your rainbow
She's our
baby.
rainbow baby.
Yes,
So
so
we tied it all together.
Trey's
does that mean?
confused.
Yeah.
So a
Rainbow baby.
He said, So a rainbow baby is a baby that you have after a loss of another child that you were trying to bring into this world.
Oh,
so
Yeah.
we
okay.
actually lost 3 babies before Dream made it here.
awesome. Hear
And
that.
she is a IVF baby, so we, went to the doctor,
Yep.
did
Yeah.
all the things to actually bring her here. So we just wanted her name to have as much meaning as she does to us.
Yes.
I like that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And she is a star, okay?
And she
Let me
knows
just
it.
tell you.
Yeah, she knows it.
As
You
she
said she
should.
knows it.
Okay,
As she should.
Ooh, we just be staring at her every day, like, and then we look at each other like, is she okay?
Right. Look at Brandon.
Like, man.
Right now
No.
she's into gymnastics, so she just goes around doing cartwheels all day from place to place in the house, just like, Mommy, why you do a round
cartwheels
off?
more than she walks.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I'll just be like, okay.
But
Yeah.
get hurt and
Yeah.
wide open mouth cry. And then get up
Yeah.
and then do it again.
Right.
I'm like, girl,
She's like,
come
y'all
on
see
now.
this, right?
Yeah.
Like the dramatics. You know,
Right,
we love a
for
dramatic
sure.
girl.
So what made you guys open up a rental business? Or talk a little bit about what all you guys offer and
Well, first you were a business owner. You're a makeup artist.
Yes.
So yeah,
Oh,
definitely
yes.
talk about
Yeah,
that
yeah.
transition.
So I own a hair and makeup agency. It's called Las Vegas Makeup Girl, which is basically just my brand, and I just kind of branched it off to like Las Vegas Makeup Girl and Company.
Yeah.
I have hairstylists and makeup artists on my team, and we service mostly bridal clients all around the Las Vegas area. And I, just kind of like to have nice parties.
yeah.
And it happened so strange, honestly. So for her, we were in COVID. So the first year, her first birthday, we didn't have a party. And the second year, we wanted to do something big since she didn't get to do anything for the first year.
Yeah.
So I started seeing like celebrities have these like ball pits at their
Gotcha.
parties.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I gotta find me one of those ball pits.
I think the Kardashians was the first people that I saw.
think
I was
so.
like, ooh, what is that?
I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, that's nice. So I started looking around Las Vegas and I can't find any. So I show him and I'll never forget it. He goes, I can build that. And I said,
We love a man that can build.
Listen,
okay?
I told
that's
somebody the
my
other day-
It didn't
favorite
go
phrase.
specifically like that.
What'd you say?
She found something, and I looked. I don't look at the picture. I look right underneath it and see
Price.
the
The
price.
price?
Oh, I found it on Etsy.
Looked at that
He's
price.
right. I found it on Etsy, and I was like, "Oh, we could just get this off Etsy." And that's when you said
Yeah,
I
I
could build
said,
this.
no.
He's like, yeah, not for that.
Yeah.
I
It
just
was like
do it.
$5,000.
So she says she
or
like
something.
to have nice parties. What she mean is she like to spend a lot of money.
There you
Period.
go.
What's
Okay.
wrong with that?
Okay.
And
That means the same, right?
Yeah.
To y'all
Same
ladies.
thing. Right.
Yeah, I'm the opposite. I'm like, let's make it work
Okay.
within this.
listen.
Less as
So,
possible, right?
and I can do stuff. I'm
Yeah.
a handy person, so I was like, I could probably make that.
Wow.
Didn't think she would be like, okay, we need that by like next week.
Yeah. Go ahead and do that.
I was shook. I said, "Oh, you can bet."
We're gonna
Right.
put you
What
to the
we
test.
need.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just in the garage. Just this should work right here. That'll work.
So he
And then-
he put it together.
Okay,
This ball pit,
sound like me.
was it 9x9 or 10x10?
It was big.
It was huge. Yeah, we bit off a little more than we could chew because we also were making like those big styrofoam letters, like the ones that say
gotcha.
baby. It took us like a month. We were in the house about to pass out. Remember, we had those styrofoam cutters, and he was like, "You cannot
Man.
do that in the house. You're gonna
Oh,
kill
yeah.
the
That
baby."
smell,
Yeah,
yeah,
that foam.
I was
when
like,
you
"It's
cutting it.
fine."
Yeah,
He was
styrofoam give you
like,
cancer.
"It's not."
Man, that's
Yeah.
insane.
So all this was for the party.
It was all for the party. So
Okay.
he built the ball pit. He did.
It was raggedy, but it
so
worked.
Let him tell it. It was raggedy. So we put it together. We bought a little slide off of Amazon, some little cheap Amazon balls. Oh God, they were so cheap. And then when I posted her party, somebody said, "That's amazing. You should rent that out." And I said, "You know what?"
And I will.
And that
Yeah, and then they kept.
That's how
a
it
couple people kept
goes.
asking like, "Can I actually get that?" And I was like, "No, they can't have that. It's
Yeah.
raggedy."
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like, "Yeah, you can get this raggedy one right
Yeah,
here."
she
It
was
was
like,
like,
"No,
"Put it
yeah."
together."
Look, you know how we do
They put
it.
it together. I said, "Yeah."
I was like,
She said,
"No."
yeah, he's
a
gonna
matter-
set it up
yeah.
for you.
No.
That's so
Yeah.
me. That's so me.
He was like, "No, Kiera, we will really have to do something better." And so that was in August of 2022, and then we broke up like we always do, and then so that put a
Done.
Like
that put a
done.
pause on it. That put a pause on it. Then we got back together like we always do.
Okay,
And
they're
then-
married, by
Yeah,
the way.
yeah.
married.
They are
Not real
married.
breakup.
Not real breaking. They
Yeah.
just mad
Just
at
kind
each
of
other.
sort of break up.
So then we got back together, and then he was at the time working for Tesla. And then Tesla did like this huge big round of layoffs. And Tesla was like his dream job. He had tried to get into Tesla for years. So when he got laid off, it was right after my dad was sick. He got laid off. It all happened like in the same week. And then I didn't want him to go I was tired of him being like miserable at work. And I was like, let's take a beat. Just take a minute. At that time, we were already doing Airbnb. I remember you and I connected about Airbnb when we first talked.
Oh my God.
So we had an Airbnb at the time. Yeah.
Okay.
So I knew we had, enough
Other
passive income
Absolutely.
for him to kind of take a minute. And we sat and we talked, and I was like, do you want to focus on his other business, or do you want to start this new business? First, he said the other business, and then somehow we landed on starting the new business. And from there, we just, one by one, thing by thing, Instagram, website, and it just, the very first day, it took about 6 months of like active getting it together, him doing all the research. I did none of it. Okay.
What?
I don't know anything. I don't know where he got a thing from.
Because she handles everything.
With the client.
Yeah, running the business. She runs the business. I maintain it and I build it.
Gotcha.
Okay.
And keep it safe.
Yes.
Keep it safe. There you go.
Yes.
That's the dynamic.
Yeah.
So it took about 6 months, and then I remember, we did all the things. It was so different from Las Vegas Makeup Girl. Like, I didn't know we needed insurance and business licensing, and I was just like, ooh, what have I done? And when we finally launched it, the day that we posted it, we got a client the first day.
Wow.
And I was like, oh, we on to something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah.
The very
I always
first
say
day.
Vegas is like this untapped market for
It's
so many
insane.
things.
It's
It's
insane.
like,
I will
how is
live
that
here
even
forever.
possible?
Yeah.
Okay.
Never move
I
out.
will live here forever.
Yeah, we live here.
Okay.
Forever.
We locked in.
Yeah.
No,
We try to
seriously.
tell people that all the time, especially coming from Atlanta, right? So a lot of people are like, why would you move from there? It's a lot of opportunity. I'm like, nah, like Atlanta's
have no
already
clue the
saturated.
gold
A
mine
lot of
that
stuff is
Vegas
there. It's
is.
very competitive there.
Yeah.
Like, so if you can get into business, but you got to really bring your A game because there's so much competition. But in Vegas, I'm like, you come here with some good ideas, stuff that you get from, other major cities, you
And
going to
it's
go
fun.
out here.
Yep.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they just ain't used to having those, options out here
Yeah.
available for, people. So
So
that's good. Yeah. So
Yeah,
how do
thank
you
you.
guys how did you transition, well, both of y'all, from doing your own thing to actually start working together? Like, how was that for like the first? I'm pretty sure it was exciting at first,
It was
but
exciting at first.
at first, right?
Excitement is not a constant state. Let's
Yeah,
just
we
say
did
that.
not live in that place for very long. Okay, I think we went probably about 5 months before we really started having like major kind of like, I'm gonna beat you up. If
Okay.
you don't leave
Right.
me alone.
Okay.
Like,
Brandon, look at Brandon's face. So what I mean, how did you
I mean,
Because you kind of like spearhead this, right?
Yeah.
You was doing the
Yeah.
research,
Yeah, I
and you
was-
was
Yeah.
all into it.
yeah, I was like, look, I found this. It can only be bought in Michigan. I found this. This is the best place for this. This
Right.
is this. She was like, I don't know what you're saying. Just do it.
right?
And I was like,
Like, I'm
cool.
following your
I'm
lead.
like, cool.
Yeah.
So what do you think went wrong leading up to that first breakdown, if you will? What for you?
So there's this. It's like me and my wife are like we are true yin and yang.
Okay.
Okay.
We are complete opposites.
Okay.
We are too.
yeah.
When one
No
person's
way.
lacking something, the other person got it.
Okay.
But then there's this like thing where it goes like this, and
Okay.
then where somebody got something, the other person think they got it, or
Okay.
and my wife is a Taurus, a bull.
Okay. I'm a Taurus.
Oh, my
Couple
on
days
it.
after
I
me,
feel
let
your
us.
pain, bro. I feel your pain. Them tourists.
Y'all
be-
so
Yeah,
blessed.
you know, they
Okay.
just
Period.
they just
Yeah.
they just go
We
in the
just
direction
do.
they want to
Yeah.
go,
Absolutely.
and if something's in the way, it ain't in the way no more.
Yeah.
But I'm an Aries. I'm agile. I'll try to get out the way. But
Okay.
then, sometimes I get tired of getting out the way. Well,
Yeah.
why don't you step aside for a second or something, or listen
Yeah.
this time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard.
And she, her mom raised a very independent, smart, intelligent, just driven person, and I'm those things too. And I think that's what like
Where the clash is.
it can be,
Can be,
but
yeah.
it's I learn a lot from her. So it's not like I am that same thing of her. I just have some of that, and I'll learn some of that from her. But my wife thinks she knows everything too, and she doesn't.
I mean,
I kind of know a
says
lot.
who?
But she knows a lot though.
Yeah, yeah.
But there's things that I know
as well.
I know because I think I know it. I researched it and then I triple researched it and I did a lot of things.
Trey. That's
So
Trey.
yeah. So I'm just like, hey,
I don't research nothing.
Me
Exactly.
neither. I know it
Does it
because
look
it's divine intellect.
Does it look
I know
good?
it because it's wisdom
Yeah.
that is, you know.
she'd be
You know
like,
how you know
she'd be
stuff
like,
and
They
you
go off
really
of
don't.
feelings
yeah,
and emotions.
exactly,
That's all that
exactly.
is.
And I'm just like,
Yeah.
oh, I did it like this. She's like, why? I'm like, oh, because if you do this, this, and this, I don't understand what that means. It doesn't look good.
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
It's all about the look.
Yeah, what is that?
I'm like, well, where do you want it? Over there. Next to the cactus? Yes. But the kids walk up there. They'll be okay.
That's Trey. Logistics.
Yeah.
It gets on my
So
nerves.
I was
I mean,
gonna
it
ask
needs
you
to
about
make
that.
sense.
So when y'all first started, did you guys set any type of
Nope,
like
and
roles?
that's where we messed
in
up.
Okay.
That is where we messed up.
Yeah,
because we just dove into it, and I think because we both are so skilled in our own like respective things that we
Yep.
do, we just
Yeah.
thought it was gonna come together naturally.
Right.
And even learning from y'all, or there's a couple, they're not a couple, but two females that run businesses together, and they own Cafe Lola, Alex and
yeah.
Lynn.
Okay.
And Lynn always told me that they very much respect the other person's role.
Yeah.
And we didn't define roles.
Yes.
We both were just kind of trying to do everything, and it grew so fast, and trying to like keep up with all the other areas of our
Yeah.
life, it just spun a little out of control.
So let me
Yeah.
say what I think is really unique about being a couplepreneur. Very rarely do you hear of couples intentionally going into business together. It just happens.
Yeah.
The
Yep.
intentionality is the relationship,
Yeah.
right? Like, okay, we both got on the same page. We're going to
Yeah.
pursue this. But the difference is when you're taking what works in your marriage and trying to, and you just assume, oh, it's going to work. Because,
Yeah.
like, we're good. We're together.
Yep.
You know, it just kind of happens. And if you don't take those same steps to actually grow and nurture it, then you're going to come up against these issues. But the good thing is you can always work through them, you know, if you choose. Or you learn that it
With
doesn't work.
therapy.
Hello.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, we've had to have people just really break it down for us,
Yeah.
and just like get us to respect. And I think that we've both learned in the breaks of
Yeah.
the business not working together, the role and the importance of the other person.
Right.
Because I'm tired of
And
looking on
kind of
ladders.
that's what I was gonna
Yeah,
say.
that's
So
it.
talk about that because you guys were in it. It was flowing. It was rolling. But you guys actually took a break. Like
Yeah.
it
About
caused
6
a
months.
rift.
We didn't take
It
no
wasn't
break. I
break.
got up out of there.
He was out.
He was like,
I got
I
him
said,
out.
"Are you
Okay.
still going to work for DreamPlay?" He was like, "No." I said,
So you quit the business.
I so did.
Okay, because I always ask people because I always felt that way early on
Yeah.
working with my wife.
yeah.
We was clashing, you know, with different events, and she want to lead and I want to lead.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you know what? I literally sit back and contemplate, like, yeah, this is my last event. I ain't doing this
Yeah.
no more.
Girl, if he would have
But
did
of
that
course
to me,
she
I would have
comes
fell out.
She comes back. I recognize she need me, and I'm
That
like,
would've been
oh
too
my
much.
God, let me go ahead and do it or whatever. And then we also had our kids involved,
Yeah.
so of course they, come on, Dad, we got to do this, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So-
gonna leave me with the son? Are you nuts?
"What am I going to do?"
so hearing the fact that you actually got to a place
Yeah.
where you guys actually you left the business. How was that?
How
And,
did
like,
that impact
how
the
did-
marriage?
How did you come up with
Everything was done.
Yeah.
It was we was putting a little wrap and bow on everything. But I
See,
still
that's the
thought he was
scary part.
going. I still thought he was going to stay with the business though. But you know, I was like,
No, man.
you know what? So I was like,
That's
wait, just because we
insane.
breaking up don't mean we won't work together anymore. Like he was like, no.
Why
I'm
why
out
was
here.
that? Do you
Yeah,
feel
why?
that was the priority for you?
So not until you said it to me. So one day we were talking.
We
and
ran
were
into
somewhere.
we
Yeah,
ran into each
that
other at a
event.
networking event.
Yep.
And I was talking to her about it, and she said, "But if y'all was having problems and the business was the problem, why would y'all get rid of the marriage instead of the business?" I said,
Wow.
She's like, oh, I ain't
That
thinking about that
makes
one.
That was a word.
"Yeah." I said, "Oh my gosh, she's so smart." Like that's so true though, and I think in just like talking to you and talking to therapists and other
Yeah.
people, just like you really have to put what's most important
Yeah.
first, and then once you do that. And since we have done that, I feel that things have just gotten so much more in line. But I think we needed that time way in the business.
Yeah.
I think it served us. Cause now
You carry your bounce houses on your back alone. It'll do that.
Oh, Jesus.
It'll put things into perspective real quick.
Driving 26-foot U-Hauls. I said,
yeah.
Lord.
I'm like,
About to knock off the whole back.
I'm like, it's
I'd
hard,
a couple things over.
It's hard,
Oh, you need me, huh?
Yeah, that's what he said. I was like, but I'm stubborn. So I was like,
she ain't need him for a while. Okay.
But you talked about a point of like when you bringing that up, and I thought sometimes people will think of this too. You think, and I don't know if you really thought of this, but part of maybe why you felt, well, just because we breaking up, that don't mean the business goes. Is because you still feels like the business has a responsibility to customers,
correct.
right?
Yeah.
Correct.
Like so, I
never
get
dropped
that we ain't together.
Yeah.
But we still got a
we
business.
committed
to
to these people.
People
Correct.
still expecting
I
us to
never
show
dropped
up.
that.
And see, and that was something that I also thought of too as well when it came to me wanting to quit. And I'm like, well, I really can't quit because what if it doesn't turn out the way that she wanted to because I'm not there. And you know, when you setting up events, you got a certain time frame, you got to be there, get everything together.
How dare you leave me out here to
Correct.
fail?
And now
That's
she's going to be
crazy.
struggling. That affects the business. So it was like a whole domino effect I did have in my mind. So I can definitely see where you probably would have came and
I
thought
was
like,
what,
well, hold on.
what do you mean you're not coming to work
Yeah,
tomorrow?
like you can't leave business now.
Yeah,
Like.
So I knew she was gonna be okay because I'm a loner. I'm cool on my own.
Okay.
I like quiet. I don't need a lot of people overstimulate me. We're talking about yin yang. She is externally stimulated. She got you know, a lot of friends.
Gotcha.
And you know, some people that she thought was her friends or stuff like that, and they found themselves trying to take my spot, and I was like, cool. I want to see how that work out.
Boy, they did.
So was this before the break? Before you actually left?
I knew.
Okay.
I already knew. I know this person.
Gotcha. Okay.
More than she knew this person. And you know, I'm observant. I listen. That's one of my skills.
Yeah.
And so the critical thing that happened that made me be like, oh, okay. Now I heard what I think I've been feeling. We were at a party. Someone came up and said, oh, are you another co-woman owner or something like that? She said, yeah, I am.
Quit.
What? Hold on. Say it again.
We were at a party and someone,
owner?
we were packing up the
friend.
party. No. This was like
client.
someone,
It was
like
the
a vendor.
client.
A vendor.
Oh,
right,
yeah.
but the friend owned that position, is what he said.
So we were at the party and somebody asked me, are you a women and minority owned business?
Oh,
and I
gotcha.
said, yeah.
You got it.
But I answered like just really quickly and just wasn't really thinking. So when I said women owned, I excluded him. So he heard
and I was
it.
on the floor rolling up a
Yeah.
bounce house, and I looked up, and there was another vendor there, and she said,
What about
she
Big
looked over,
Daddy?
she said, what about Big Daddy? She said, oh yeah, him too. And I was like, cool.
Yeah.
I just left it how it was,
Yeah.
but I was like, nah, this yours.
Yeah. And men in this space, first off, men are ego driven. They need to be needed. And my husband has really kind of like you said that you learned from her. Like he tells me things and I really soak it up because obviously I'm not a man. And he's had to tell me like, listen, and like you run around like this is mine and this and this. And so there's no need for me there. So do it. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
And so when he said that, like now, we are a husband and wife duo, like immediately because I want him to know that he has a place and a stake in this business.
Yeah,
So-
and I do recognize just for y'all women, just how society is, right?
Yeah, I think people assume it's the woman.
Women that's doing all these
And
business
you just
stuff,
be like,
right?
okay, yeah, let's go. But
Yeah, you didn't give a lot of thought when you
Yeah.
answered.
Correct.
but I needed to be given thought to the
Yes.
fact that like he is and it matters and I need to speak correctly.
Yeah.
And another point too is because I've actually seen a lot of times where women, because we in this society where women are bosses and doing everything and supporting each other, a lot of women that are single or husband isn't involved in their business that same manner, they tend to want to like attract and find other women
Yeah.
that have either that same similar dynamic or they want to be around women where it's just the women,
Correct.
you know,
We're
not
girl
necessarily couples.
bosses.
Yeah.
Correct. So a lot of times they would try to pull my wife into
that.
doing stuff, and she had to let them know, like, no, this is me and my husband's business. You know, it's just not my business or whatever. So don't try to take that part away.
It,
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because women will, end up
that.
doing that.
Oh,
Yeah.
100% they have.
And sometimes I wonder if it's because like that is typically how it is in the event space. It is typically women owned,
right.
and then men come and like help assist,
Yeah, that's
like
what- that's what
help
we've
you
seen a
carry
lot of
your
that.
stuff in.
Yes.
But like,
Yeah.
no, this is literally.
But I will say this, you and I both have very strong presences on social media, so people know when it comes to us. That's how we're making a lot of the relationships. So
Correct.
the general assumption I get, but I have had people specifically like, no, well, I want to talk to you, but I can't answer that. My husband built
He's
my
in
whole
charge.
back
Yeah,
end.
correct.
I don't like you're gonna ask me things I have no idea about.
Yeah, people
so,
be like, "Where'd you get your stuff from?" I don't know.
I don't know.
Right.
Yeah, like
And the thing is, like, I actually, like I said, I don't need to be in the spotlight. Like, this,
Right.
every time I see my face on the screen, I'm like, why you keep putting the camera on me?
when it's not
I'm like, hey,
hello.
Because you important, Glenn. We need
So
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm cool not being the center of, that make me feel away anyway. But I don't mind. I don't want to be like put in that area. Let me
Right.
just be in that area when I want to be in there. So
Don't put me in the corner.
yeah. So when people kind of come up and they be like, "Oh, hey, is your husband coming to help you?" And if she don't really sit there and be like, "No, this is ours," or like if it's not like a strong like,
Yeah.
no, this is the co-owner. He built this. He made that, which she'll do, but.
but more so
When-
now than I did before.
Yeah, it's usually kind of just like even sometimes with some of the videos, I'm sitting there, I'm like, I didn't care that I wasn't in the video, but then when I look at the comments, people are like, yeah, girl, your business is booming, you this, you that. And I'm just like, damn, I'm just cut out of the scene.
Right,
man.
right.
For the algorithm.
She edited me out.
Yeah, I'm like, if you look, you can see my shoe enter the frame.
I'm like, oh.
You see them like right there.
Yeah.
That's
But I
funny.
told him, I said for Las Vegas, I put a lot of the DreamPlay stuff on my Las Vegas Makeup Girl
Yeah.
website just because that's where I have the more
Right.
more followers. I
Right.
said, that's my brand, and I feel like that's for me to build, and I
Yes.
try to do more on the DreamPlay side for us because. People do gravitate more towards that.
But
So,
I think something that he said is you got to communicate that
Yeah.
because
I
if
was
you
about
are
to say
someone who's more in the background, I'm not going to assume knowing you,
Yeah.
knowing our dynamic that you want to be in the front. I have asked Trey the same myself.
Yes.
I will not be in situations where I am in the background. That's not a comfortable and
Yeah.
as uncommon as it is to say, there was a front runner and there's a back runner, and I am a front runner. I don't want to be in the back. If you don't know I'm here,
Yeah.
why am I here? Like, I have a presence and
Yeah.
I want to bring that. Like, this is what I do.
Yeah.
It's not a job. Like,
Because so my thing is, I don't need to be in the front. I
Yeah.
just need people to know that
That I'm a part of
I
it.
am.
but communicating that because
Correct.
she's
She's going
operating off of your natural dynamic.
Natural thing. You don't want to be in the
Yeah.
front, so of course she's like,
Yeah.
"Yep, my business. Yep,
Yeah.
doing this, whatever."
Exactly.
So yes,
Yeah.
So
yeah,
now
she
that
probably didn't recognize
we've
it.
talked about that in therapy,
Yes.
Right.
even a couple months ago, we were somewhere and somebody was like, "Oh, you own DreamPlay?" I said, "We own it. That's me and him.
Yes.
It's not just me. It's me and him." I said, "Big Daddy, did I do good?"
I love
I
that.
said, "Okay."
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, that's good, though. And that's part of like the dynamic of working with each other. Is just when you do recognize that you're feeling slighted or uncomfortable in certain situations for both of us, right?
Yeah.
It's important to speak up
Yeah.
and let your partner know, right? Because if you don't let them know, then you can just
turn
kind of
into
let them
resentment and-
run off, and and it can be something even more than what it needed to be.
Yeah.
You know, and I know for guys, just naturally for us, like you say, especially when you hands on and you can build stuff and do all that, we kind of like to be in the background,
Yeah.
and we like I know me, I'm pretty sure you like for our women to be in that forefront and like create things for them that they can display. But we do got to recognize that we still want to feel value
Yeah.
in
Yeah.
that too as well.
And
So we don't-
validated.
Yeah, and validated, right. And we don't want nobody to
because I'd
kind
be
of overlook
I'd be
us.
sweating.
Yes.
Oh yeah, poor guy.
And I be too happy.
Drops on his head. I'd be like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting all that salt. I'm like,
you
why didn't
okay?
you tell me I was looking like this?
I'd be like,
I'm
okay.
over there trying to ask Trey, you need something? He like, nah, play, I'm good. You can go home.
Right.
You go home.
Right.
Listen, but I love being able to like showcase, like, yeah, my man built this.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
No,
So
you do.
Yeah, that's why I don't like when people try to downplay that it is us
Yeah.
in this. Because had he not, similar to you all saying like, oh, I could build this, if he hadn't have stepped in at the beginning of our bit, there wouldn't even be a business.
Yeah.
Because I would know, I admire women in this space that do it alone. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, ain't no way.
Ain't no way I'm out
not
there
that
building
girl.
that.
I'm not that girl.
They be running on E though. I'll be seeing them. They
Oh,
be running
yeah.
on E.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot.
And
Trust me,
probably
a lot
got a
of them.
husband at the
Yeah.
house. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sir, you're
Nope.
inducted. Like, you're
Correct.
doing
Yeah.
this. We're doing this.
So a lot of how we even got started with doing this, like the Love and Money podcast, and just kind of creating this space was because of the industry and hearing women, discussing and talking about, dang, like I wish I had a husband that could
Oh
help
yeah,
me
they
with
say it
this.
every time.
Or
Yeah.
I wish my husband would actually be a part of the business. Like he helps at times, but he don't really like doing it or
Yeah.
whatever the case is.
Yeah.
So that made me recognize, like, dang, like we really need to showcase the people that are doing it, the
Oh,
husbands
yeah.
that are involved, and really kind of just like show people that it's a cool dynamic. It is
Yeah.
some work, it's
It
not
is.
always easy, but it's worth it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When you guys are working together and building something.
And I think
You know.
it's better as
I
I
do too.
learned,
Yeah.
when he was gone.
Good.
And I was working with people that were not him. And I used to always say before we had DreamPlay that I would never start a business with anyone that wasn't my husband. And then we did it, and I was like, man, I should have did it with my husband. Like, wait a minute. But then when he was gone and I was leaning on a lot of different people,
A lot of different
everybody
people.
let me down.
Of course.
Every single person, pretty much every single person, like, was there and then wanted more than they should have
Yeah.
been wanting. I mean, it got crazy, and I was just like, I need my husband back because like this actually is his, so I understand him expecting certain
He's
things.
invested in
Correct.
this.
But other people,
No.
Yeah.
They don't care.
And you
They're-
talk about that a lot, about being in business with your partner because they mutually invested,
Yes.
versus
Yeah.
working with other people. You know,
Yeah.
they may want to take breaks. Well, I
Yeah.
got this going on.
and I'm like, wait, huh?
Yeah, that's not how I show up. That's not how I show up for my clients.
No,
Just
not
say,
at
wait,
all.
huh?
Not at all. And I would rather be in it with him and, go through whatever struggles we have than like dealing with other people. Other people just don't even understand how, like when I work, I am working. Like I'm not here to like chat. I'm not
Right.
here to like, I've got to
Right.
get this done so I can get to the next part. No one else works like how him and I do.
Yeah.
It's
the
very
work
efficient.
ethic.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
just understanding what you need, right? Like how we got to show up for these clients. Look at his
Yeah.
face. He's like, I appreciate you saying that, baby. No,
I went
that
through the
is so
trenches.
real.
I went through the trenches.
Well, you
I
know,
don't want to go back to
because
them.
what's crazy is beforehand, before me deleting myself out of there,
So rude.
he said, deleting myself.
Yeah. So rude.
is
Delete.
Yeah.
I felt like she was doing more of her networking than the physical work that needed to be done. So I'd get there and I'd be, all right, let me hurry up and get this out there. And she'd be like, oh yeah, girl, this is now. I'm just like this. The truck's halfway unloaded and you ain't touched nothing yet. I was like, all right,
That's
you know.
how I wanted it to be.
Right.
Yeah, I know that. I'm sitting there, I'd be like, so what we gonna do about? She's like, oh yeah. I'm trying to get you to realize that
Yeah.
I'm tired already.
Right.
So after I came back and I would try to do something like, oh, I'll grab that. She's like, I got this. I'm like,
Because now I've learned everything.
Yeah.
And now that I've learned everything, it doesn't all have to physically be on him, which therefore means we don't have to rely on other people so much.
Yes.
Because now I can go in, if he needs to sleep in because he worked late at his traditional job, I can go and set up a bubble house by myself. I could actually do any of it by myself at this
Right.
point, which we're not trying to keep it that way. We're not keeping it that way, but I can. And it's
Yeah.
easier for me to not have to rely on outsiders Because I'd rather it just be him
Right.
and
Yeah.
I. Because if we get into a fight or something, like, we're going to go home and we're going to figure it out. Whereas somebody else do something rude that's referring to our business, I'm done with you. Because I
Yeah.
don't play when it comes to business. Like, I'm a lot of different types of Kieras at different times, but I'm always the
Absolutely.
same when it comes to business.
That's it.
And I don't like when people try to play with that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a wild time.
Yeah. Nah, that's
Yeah. I learned my lesson, y'all.
Yeah.
I learned
no,
my
that's
lesson.
good. I mean, like you saying, going through that has helped you, both of you guys, right?
Yeah.
Kind of like just appreciate one another, working together, but definitely for you, because you, like you saying, respect the physical part
Yeah.
that it takes, right? Instead of like, that's just his job.
Yeah.
You know, he
Yeah.
can handle
Sandbags
that.
are
He
so
do it.
heavy.
Sandbags are heavy.
Goodness gracious. Like,
So yeah, so that's
Yeah.
good that you guys actually went through that.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Yeah.
and it's good that you guys had, and like kind of going back to like you saying, the therapy and having friends and stuff like that. That's kind of also why we wanted to create the space, right? Because being
You
able
need
to talk to
peers.
other couples that are in something similar,
Yeah.
right, of working with your partner, going through, they can understand and kind of relate. And maybe even tell you, you know, some of the issues that they have faced and how they overcome it, or how just give you a different perspective of looking at something for you guys to be able to say, oh, okay, I was
Yeah.
looking at this wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, with Jazz telling you about, well, why are
I
you getting
said,
rid of the business? I
whoa.
mean, getting rid of the marriage instead of the business.
Whoa.
Like wait, what?
I called you
Girl,
when
didn't think about
when
that.
we left. I said, guess what Jazz said?
But a single homegirl would tell you,
Yeah.
Forget
Exactly.
the
Which is
business,
what,
right?
which is ideally what people were saying.
Correct.
But then when all the other people that were helping when he wasn't there,
Right.
were gone.
Yeah.
It was just me.
The reality
And I
set
was
in.
It's
like-
kind of remind me of like women used to do with women with babies, right? Girl, just have that baby.
Yeah.
The guy don't want to be there. Y'all got
Yeah,
a toxic
yeah.
relationship. Girl, just have it. And all of a
Yeah.
sudden you had a baby and
You
you
by
over there need
yourself.
somebody to babysit and watch.
And
None
they
of them
ain't
people
there.
around.
They're not
Okay.
there. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so
I learned,
Yeah.
and I will take it like this
yeah.
all
Good.
day. All
So
day.
what advice, I'm going to ask Brandon, what advice would you give to a couple that is in this space? Maybe the man wants to quit.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I think you guys just got to know what your personality, your weaknesses, your strong points,
Yeah.
and the respect got to be like on top of all that.
Yeah.
So as long as you're respecting each other and realize you're respecting each other and realizing that there's a skill set that someone may have more over the other,
Yeah.
respect that, let it be. And realize, like, I know for a fact that when it comes to talking to somebody or anything like
I'm gonna leave
that,
that up to her.
yeah, I'm like, I can do a little something, but they might be like, I don't know. She'll have them being like, yeah, I'll do that 5 times. I'm
Yeah.
like, how you
Yeah.
But even like sometimes I know she'll, as much as she sit there and say, oh, I got this now, I'm sitting looking at her like, you kind of got it.
Right.
You kind of got it.
Yeah.
But as much as she want to try to, I don't know if she's proven to herself or to me that she can do something, I don't want you to have to do that.
Right.
I can do that. You can grab something because I don't want you getting hurt. I can
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can get hurt and just bounce right back. If you get hurt, then I'll be like, damn, I probably
Yeah, I
should've-
want to be the water girl.
Yeah.
I don't want
Okay.
to unload
Yeah.
the truck.
Yeah, I'm like, like
It's great that I can.
There's certain things that I can, I want to do. If it's super heavy, that's my job. She'll
Yeah.
be like, nah, I've been to the gym 3 times this week. I'm like, relax, girl. Like, come on. Like, I'm glad you helping. That's,
Right,
cool.
right.
But don't try to grab the heaviest thing.
Yeah.
Just- so just,
Leave that up to me.
yeah,
I be
like,
carrying ladders on my head, neck about to break. Like,
Oh my God.
yeah. I think just realizing
Yeah.
what each other's skill set is and just being, just acknowledge each other's efforts, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's good.
That's good.
Kiera,
what about you?
I think if I could do it all over again and do it, I guess, better,
Yeah.
is really sitting down and defining the roles. Maybe even having more conversations about like what is difficult in our roles and our
Yeah.
respective roles, so that the other person understands more. Like, it's not all easy over there, because again, until I was doing it by myself, I didn't really
No.
understand
Right.
how why he was so tired. Because I just be like, well, just do it.
Yeah.
Sir, come on. I'm ready to go.
Yeah, I'm not sleepy. Why are you?
Right.
So like, that's just really how I always am. But now that I've had so many experiences of me by myself, I'm like, oh yeah, it's hot outside. Sweating. This took me 4 hours.
Right.
Like, and I've even had some instances where, because there will be times where like in the beginning where like I'm out doing makeup and he's on the job by himself, and then he'll send me a picture or something, and I'm like, well, why is it facing that direction?
Right.
Instead of, and he would, go through his whole spiel about why, and I just really wouldn't care.
All the technicalities.
Yeah, and I just be like, it should look better than that.
Yeah.
Okay, but I was on a job in December where I set it up a certain way, and the client wanted to change it, and I was literally like, that don't make any sense because the kids are going to get hurt. Like, and that's what he will always say. Like, it needs to be, and the client didn't care. She was like, no, I want it this way. And it was such a like aha moment of, that's what he be trying to say. Like, and I had put it, and I learned that from him. Like, it needs to be here for this reason.
Absolutely.
I was like, no, I don't want it there. And I was like, fine. I won't smooth then.
Right.
But good luck. Sign his waiver.
But you were able to understand
his
his perspective on it. That's so good.
Yeah,
like,
we've learned.
I think so many couples, what we have talked about today is often like the worst case, like the thing that you don't want to happen.
Right.
The fear that prevents a lot of people from even getting into business with their spouse because they're like, dude, this could go really, really bad.
I never even thought that. I'm just rainbows
right.
and sunshine.
You just in it.
Great.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. But when you do think about it, I think that awareness and just processing what could go wrong, and then when it does, having a conversation exactly surrounding it. Yes, the plan that if it does not work, how do we go about disenfranchising it? Like, even not even resolving it, because there are situations where the relationship does have, not the relationship, the business partnership
the business
has to dissolve.
Yeah.
And so in those cases, what is that going to look like for us? Because in you all's case, y'all got beautiful dream.
Yeah, homegirl.
And
She be out there
homegirl almost
scooping them balls.
she almost caught a stray with y'all playing with this business.
I said, girl, yeah.
You know, like dream, like mommy, daddy, like
what's happening
like,
here?
this
Mommy,
was
daddy,
for me.
Don't fight. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Girl, you scoop these balls then, dream.
Okay.
We're tired.
So no, it's so good to have these conversations, because a lot of people are navigating this space, and I want them to know that it doesn't always look like the best case scenario. Like,
but it's also helpful to have like, we really look up to y'all. Like,
Thank you.
we really, really, every time we see y'all, are just doing it, and it's so nice to see people in this space doing it and doing it correctly. So it gives us. It lets us know too, like, we can survive.
It is possible, yes. And that's what we want to do. You know, in a world where people are like, everybody act like everything's so perfect and it's fake. Everybody's not acting.
Yeah.
Some people actually have skills and tools to communicate. And fortunately, I was a mental health therapist.
Yeah.
I was a clinician, and I came from a family that we talked about a lot of things. And so that's something that is a big part about my marriage, and my husband takes that serious, and he is the most well-spoken, articulate person that I know. Like, he really has the patience that I don't have, so he can sit me down and really like, you
Share
can't
some
be
of that
acting
with
like
us.
that.
We both
Yeah,
need some.
I know he's about to start doing his thing with the men, and like, I know you're a loner, but like,
you're gonna have to go to the
men need community too, and it doesn't
Yeah.
have to be like I'm here telling everybody what they need to do, but just he needs that. He needs other men to be around. So I'm excited for that. That's something we're gonna talk about later. But
exactly. But no,
no.
this was a good conversation, and I was definitely excited to have you guys on here, because we want to be able to share the dynamics of what goes into working together with your partner, the good, the bad, the ugly, the great and wonderful. But at the same time, we want people to know there's a way to do it, and there's a way that you can do it well to where you guys enjoy each other. And the roles and responsibility is definitely something that I definitely think everybody needs to consider first. You know, we're going to
Write
business.
it down.
Yeah. And y'all even made me think of maybe even adding something a little extra. Not only like putting down the roles and responsibility to sometimes switch roles,
So you
right?
can see.
Just so you can see what the other person really has to go through, so that way
Yeah.
you can really value.
It's nothing like
what it
experience.
is.
Yeah,
It's not
nothing.
right.
The best teacher.
Because I know when
At
I
all.
started when I started doing a little bit of the venue stuff and trying to like promote that, I started recognizing like how much work going to
Yeah.
post it.
Because he thinks I just sit on my phone all day.
Yeah,
That's what he thinks too. That's what he
and I'm
thinks
like,
too.
it's
I'm
easy
like,
for you. It ain't the same. Like, when I
man,
got
you
Yeah.
miss one. You miss one. You don't respond to somebody in an hour, and
Yeah.
they've moved on.
You
to somebody
lost their
else.
client.
You lost them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like it is so. You have
It's
to
very
be
important. Yeah, you gotta be
on it all the
Yeah.
time. 3 a.m., 6 a.m. It does
Yeah.
not matter because people want that immediate gratification. They
Yeah.
want to talk,
Especially in the event industry.
Yeah.
They want it right
Especially.
now.
They have 10 other people at
Waiting for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
Access at their fingertips. It's like, so
And
you
other
gotta
people
be,
who are willing to do the discount, doing all
Right,
that stuff
do
that
it for
you're not
less,
trying to do. So you
yeah.
really
Yeah.
have to build.
you
those
got to get in first so
relationships.
you can be
Yeah.
like, so listen, girl, that's why we ain't doing no
Yeah.
discount, but
Like,
hear what I'm talking
you're
about.
gonna like
real
me a
quick.
lot,
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
yeah.
do a great job. Yeah,
Absolutely.
you
Yeah.
have to build that rapport
Yeah.
with the client because it's a business transaction. Just getting them to trust you and
Yeah.
to trust
Correct.
that you're gonna show up and do the job right, and it's exhausting.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll be tired of
Being
talking.
on, like, exactly.
On all the
like,
time.
while I love being around people and all that, you are on. It is not, like you said, there are so many versions of Jasmine. And, baby, I got to show up every single time and be on. I be in the house not talking to nobody.
Nobody.
I'm like, do not
leave me
speak
alone.
to me.
I be like, Dream, mommy
Right.
needs 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Please.
I can't even. Like,
Yeah.
I can't even.
Yeah.
Hey, God, no.
Yeah. No, I did that for 8 hours today.
Okay, I'm
Yeah.
done. Thank you. But listen, we are so grateful to have had you guys on today. As you all know, building business is one thing, but building it with your partner, that is next level. And you two really brought that to life for us today. So we thank you guys. We appreciate you sharing your story and just being really real.
Yes.
Because it can be hard to be
Yeah.
real when you know
Yes.
other people are going to have to digest that.
Yes.
Right.
So to everybody tuning in, especially couples on the journey together, keep communicating, keep growing, and most importantly, keep building your legacy as a team, because at the end of the day, it's all about love and money. If you know a couple who's doing both and doing it well, send them our way and have them reach out to us at Love and Money Couplepreneurs at gmail.com. Excuse me. Thanks again for being a part of the conversation. And until next time, love deeply, build wisely, and keep thriving in love and money. We will see you all soon.